Welcome to the stream. I am Nova Crusader, and today I'll be playing some more Star Citizen because Descent Free Space refuses to work. Tachyon the Fringe refuses to work. Slave Zero refuses to work. They don't want to be captured in OBS. Or they cause the resolution on my computer to freak out. I'm going to be looking into it more later, but there was no way I was going to get it done in time. So, I decided to just do Star Citizen. It's quick and easy. Plus, there's some stuff I think would be cool to check out on stream. Shy games, yes. Also, free space, you cannot invert the controls. So it was kind of awkward to fly the ship anyway. Like, the game works fine if you have one monitor and you don't plan on capturing it. Like, you can play it, but it's a mess. Time for the OSS-C to come in clutch. I don't have an old computer other than the Macs. I need to get an old, like, I don't know, Pentium 3 or Pentium 2. At least that's what I want. Anyway. They're still there, wow. Anyway, we'll be checking out the new Drake cutter, which came out today. And we'll be, afterward, we're going to fly it to IAE to check out the expo. As soon as my hangar stops cross-instancing with someone else. Guess we know what the next purchase is. That's probably gonna be a ways off still. Those computers, those old parts they can be quite expensive. What type of cutter? Cutter? Did I say cutter? I meant clipper. 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 I'm just gonna bring it up. Or no, I'm not. I want to go over the component options for it. Drake Clipper. I know I keep saying cutter because I'm used to saying that. The Clipper just came out, so. I don't have any liveries for it. I kind of like how it looks by default. That's normal. So, it comes with one size 1 cooler, 2 power plants, which I think is kind of interesting. It makes sense for what all it does. Obviously, these are not things I'm going to be keeping. I'm going to be swapping these out later. Standard quantum drive and 2 size 1 shield generators. The ship is a little comparable with like the Cutlass Black, in that it also has like 4 size 3 guns. But the shields are weaker, because it only has 2 size 1s as opposed to the size 2 that the Cutlass has. So I think the Cutlass would win in a fight. But the Clipper definitely has some teeth of its own, with a rather impressive missile payload for what it is. It's a lot of missiles. And I imagine you could probably swap out, you could swap out the rack types and fit even more missiles on. Just smaller ones. Replace these size 3s with like size 2s or something. Then it comes with 2 Omnisky cannons, which I'm a big fan of. And 2 Mantis Gatlings, which I don't care about, which will be I'm going to replace. right now, because I happen to have 2 just sitting around. Perfect. And here's the blob representation of the cutter. Clipper. Clipper. I'm guessing this is a Drake's saloon. It's better, man. I'm gonna call it up now.
Your vehicle, please visit us again. Goodbye.
It's also a big, giant target. You'll see what I mean. Also, this I think the saloon looks cooler, but the Clipper has a rather unique aesthetic, which I kind of like the more I look at it. Not in a way that, oh, that screams cool, but in a way that's like, what is this thing? Unfortunately, my hanger instance thing is still being a bit bad. Here's the back end of it. Here's the 2 massive engines. And for some odd reason, they decided to put 2 small engines over here and 1 big engine here. Because why not? The landing gear is quite low, despite there being so much of it. It's a little shocking. A fuel port for refueling. This is my first time interacting with it, other than the showroom floor at IAE, which is not interactable, other than going inside. Right here has that kind of clean Corsair look to it. There's one of these guys. Here is the front. It's kind of weird looking. It's very weird looking. It's very vertical. And when I say weird, I mean in the best way. It is a very unique looking ship. I'm a little surprised they put the guns on the wing. Would have been a nice nod to the Corsair to put them like right there. Right around here. Kind of make it a tiny little Corsair. Go away. I don't think it has its component. I think all the components are inside. Anyway, speaking of inside, let's lower the ramp. Elevator? Oh, there's an elevator. I know this was here. We're not going to use the elevator. We're going to use the ramp. Welcome, Jonathan. And this is the ramp entry. Here's the cargo space. I'm pretty sure this is the grid, based off its texturing. You could probably... I don't know if you can fit this for vehicles. This is kind of narrow. I'll try to drive some ground vehicles in after the tour. So no components here. We have this handy ladder. Okay, here's the components. They have these interesting bars covering them up. I imagine this is probably going to be a Drake standard going forward, as they make assets for like the Ironclad and the Kraken. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. It's related to the engines. I don't... Looks like it's sucking in something. It's kind of like a vortex. Interesting. I have no idea what that's for. Whoops. What is this? Is it opening something? Hatch control. Is it for this? Maybe it's just not working. Ah, you can control the lights in here. Nice. To an extent. Anyway, this is one of the best selling points for this ship. It comes with a med bed. Tier 3. It's a rather nice space too. You got storage here. Quite a bit of it. Welcome past the saucer. You got some pseudo storage here. You can, I mean, you can put stuff in here. It won't necessarily mean it's gonna stay there. Anything else? We have a non-existent fire extinguisher right here. I imagine that will be put in when engineering comes in. I'm not sure why it's absent at the moment. Then we have some random equipment. And a med gel. Yeah, bay, so you can feed the med bed. Let's proceed. Here is the living space. Pretty... I think this is a living space. Oh no, this is the crafting table. This ship comes with a crafting area when that becomes part of gameplay. There's nothing to do with it yet because it's not in the game. In the meantime, I guess you can probably put some boxes here. Looks like it could probably fit one SU box, maybe one of the smaller sized ones. And you can turn on the lights. For the crafting bench. Nice. And here we have a suit locker. Or somewhere to shove people into, as they are more often used for. And a weapons rack. With space for handguns and oh, well, what can we put in there? Okay, and multi-tools. This is the elevator that we were looking at earlier. Let's proceed up to the top deck. And here we have some jump seats for passengers. Which is pretty nice. And they can stay on the bridge of the ship. I put Monta in there? Fair. Over here are more components. Life support, which will be... Yeah, they have a component for it. You can't take it out, but it's there for the future. And the computer is not in play yet. It probably will be for when engineering is around. We have a relay. This is a change that I really like. They've been putting covers over the relays, so you can't just accidentally, you know, take the relay out. The Perseus also has like a cover. And I'm not sure what this is. Oh, it's a cooler. That's fun, having a cooler right next to you while you're flying the ship. Exposed. Here is the living space. And a poster area. You can hang posters up. I have no idea what this thing is. I think it's supposed to be a storage thing, container, but it's not in play yet. We have an area to dispense drinks. A sink. A little eating area. With a nice little table. Also handy if you want to take another passenger and have everyone seated, so they're not flying around your ship, being tossed around. Perseus' poo, though. I'm just saying it's nice having covers for the relays. I'm a big fan of that. And it seems like they're doing it more with these newer ships, so I quite like that. Here is a closet. That does not work at the moment. Another poster area, looks like. And personal storage. Not as much as the medbay one, but still respectable. And a bed. You can turn the lights off. In reverse. And it kind of turns back on again after you turn it off. I'm sure they'll fix that. And you can turn the lights off in here. Nice. And here is engineering. With engineering terminal, which will be coming out next month. If things continue as they are. More set dressing. Gravity generator. Another thing that doesn't seem to do anything. As of this time. Like, the ship... Oh, okay. There we go. It closed that. So now you can step on it. Okay, so that's what that's for. Very nice. So you can access whatever this is going to be. Yeah, you have your radar, shields. Very nice. Oh. Do we have any light options in here? No. Why is this glowing? Oh, that's gonna be a fire extinguisher. Eventually. Maybe you'll be able to put things there on that shelf. But that's the general layout of the ship. It's very, very vertical. It is a pretty small ship. Classic Drake interface, complete with fan. That's uncovered, so watch your fingers. And I have a hangar instancing. There's a giant ship over me. What do we got? What's over? We have a Carrack. Neat. Goodbye. You could open it when Mollyson steps on it? You could. Alright, let's, this thing, like a lot of newer ships, is pretty energy efficient for what you need. What kind of things do we have around here? Lights off? Oh, you can turn the lights off. Interesting. I don't know what that's supposed to be. That's an exit. Engines on. Power off. 3 MFDs, which is always nice. I like having more than just 2. Anything special in here? Not really. Let's see the lights. You have 4 lights in the front, which don't want to stay on. Oh, they flicker on and off. Interesting. Pretty good. They have a yellowish tint to them. Interesting how they kind of flicker. You rented it? No, I upgraded the salvation to it. Let's retract the landing gear. Oh, the ramp's still open. Is there an open and close exterior? Oh, that's the landing gear area. I'm gonna put the ship in my pocket. It looks very pocketable, yes. Very cool engines. There's the wings. They have a rather unique folding to them.
Landing complete.
Let's see what we can put inside of it. Wait. We'll take the elevator down. Elevator is nice, fast, and responsive. Very nice. Let's see what ground vehicles I got sitting around. We have a Cyclone. This is not going to fit, but we're going to try it anyway. You put one whole Pascal sauce inside of it. True. But you cannot put one whole Mullington inside of it. You need a Polaris-sized ship for him. So this looks promising from this angle. But from out here, you can see it's too tall. Even the normal Cyclone won't fit. So the Cyclone's out for a vehicle, which is unfortunate because this would be a great bunker ship. Because that med bed. Let's see what else I got sitting around before I have to bring up more vehicles. We have the STV, which fits in a Cutlass Red. It might be too wide though. Yeah, let's put an Ursa in it. That'll go well.
Systems activating. Systems on.
I hate the sound of the STV. Absolutely hate the sound of it. So, STV. Too wide, unfortunately. I don't think a mule fit in there. I don't have a mule. It might. Mules are very narrow. Well, that's all I got. Let's store the ship and bring up some more ground vehicles.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval.
Some of the smaller ones that I've got.
Your vehicle has
We're gonna try the Drake Dragonfly. I think I have a Pulse, hover bike, and the PTV. Might give it a clear the top. Yeah, we'd have to try with the mule. Nice. So what ship's in here? What am I cross-instancing with now? Yeah, unfortunately I don't have all my ground vehicles out like I normally do. Yeah, this is gonna flicker like crazy. Hover quad is too wide, guaranteed. That thing is very, very wide. So I'm gonna try to put a hover quad in there. I might do it just for you, though. Actually, the hover quad will fit. You just have to. You can't drive it in.
welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Your vehicle
This is
please visit us again.
this is for you, Daniel. I know how much you love the hover quad. I really wish you can bring up vehicles using the freight elevator. Or if they don't want to do that, introduce another elevator. Get one of these, like, get rid of these drone bays. I don't need two of them. And make one a vehicle. Oh, hello. We have a C1 Spirit that's kind of all broken up. It's not really there. Or maybe this area right here. The heavy cargo and personnel. Oh, that's pointing there. We don't need this personnel area. It doesn't do anything. And right here, whoops. Make this for vehicles. And then you add a ramp right here. And then you just put like a little terminal right here. Be perfect. I'm gonna take the risk and activate the quad even though this, oh, it changed. What's this? What is this? Oh, it's the C1. Right, you gotta go around to this side. I think. Oh, here we go.
Welcome. Your journey begins now. All systems operational.
This thing is crazy. Oh man. It has a mind of its own. What is it doing? Let's see if I can get it to turn off.
Engine systems disabled. All systems disabled.
There we go. There's that. Put the C1 in the clipper. I don't have a C1.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle
And it
retrieval
flew away. But that does bring up an idea. We'll put some atlases in. See how that looks.
system. Please
But I
visit
can
us-
use the
welcome
freight
to the ASOP
for
vehicle
that.
retrieval system.
What else do I have? Oh, the dragonfly.
Your vehicle, please visit us.
While that's working, I'm gonna go bring up some atlases. We'll bring up the Geo and the tractor beam one. And we're gonna see what we can put in the clipper. I think it's which category? Here we go. One of each. The Dragonfly is substantially larger than the even the hover quad, but it's narrow. Also, tremendously better than the hover quad. It's also a two-seater. Although the person in the back has a really awkward way to sit. They sit backwards. They could have been seated forwards, but no. It would be cool if they could actually shoot their gun while sitting there. Anyway. Is there an engine on button? Here it is. The Dragonfly is much more stable. Also has guns. Shotgun. 2 of them, to be precise. Also made by Drake. Yeah, it's a little less wacky. Much easier to control. Ah, we got a friendly little song.
Engines offline. Your systems are offline.
And let's see if I have a pulse. I think I do.
Welcome.
I'm
to the
pretty
ASOP
confident pulse will
vehicle
fit.
retrieval
Pulse fits
system.
most ships that have an interior. Oh, right, the PTV.
Please visit us again. Welcome.
Need to bring that
the
up.
ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Because everyone wants to go off-road with a PTV. But yeah, hover quad, Dragonfly. They're about the same width though. I think this is slightly wider because of the larger engines. Now this thing I'm not going to fly into the clipper. We're going to use a where is it? Tractor beam. Good, the atlases are both up. The PTV, otherwise known as the golf cart. There is a race course on Orison for it. It's pretty fun.
Systems activating. Systems on.
Maybe not park at a weird angle.
Systems off. Systems activating.
And then we'll check for a pulse. If there isn't one, then we'll bring the clipper back up and see what we can put inside.
To the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
Oh, the rock. Yeah, the rock won't fit. Yes, I'm sure a Fury will fit, right? Oh, I don't have a pulse, I have a force.
Your vehicle, please visit us again.
The force is pretty cool. Also has a gun. You know, I had an idea recently. They're going to be shortening the ranges of guns on ships in the next patch, I think, to make ship combat a little more close. I wonder if scatter guns are actually going to be good. This is the Origin Pulse. It's pretty cool. I really like it.
Origin jump works at your service. Core system operational.
And it has a laser repeater. And it closes around you pretty nicely. It does have a shield, which is always nice. It also does not take off like a crazy thing. It's very manageable for a hover. Let's not have it right underneath Also not too expensive. Let's turn the engines off.
Engines inactive.
When you're in a quad, I always recommend turning the engines off manually, because if you don't, sometimes they tend to just take off. Especially this thing. Alright, let's bring the clipper up and see what we can put inside.
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system. Your vehicle, please visit us again.
And once we're done with that, we'll head off to IAE in it. And hope that my frame rate will stay stable. I cleared my my cache for graphics cache for the game, which has reduced my performance a little bit, but it's been rebuilding, and now it's starting to get back to its old stability. There it is again. I believe the ship carries 12 SCU in its cargo space. But this thing just screams daily driver. And since it has a ramp, like, you can definitely fit more than 12 SCU in this space if you really want. You can also bring stuff in and just leave it on the ramp here, because there's plenty of room back here. So you just load it up, put more crates or something here, and perfect. Let's start with the PTV, because that's going to be the most stable of what I have here. Since it has wheels, a novel concept.
Systems activating. Systems on.
I always do this in third person, that way I can get an idea. So, PTV fits quite well, other than the fact that my camera's too high. It fits very well, actually. There's room in here for more. Might be able to fit a few PTVs on. You have to tractor beam them out, though. Probably two. Two PTVs I think could fit comfortably in here. Very nice. Why is it smoking? Is it supposed to be doing that? Doesn't register any damage.
Systems off.
Alright, now for the hover quad. I am very confident this will fit. But you do not fly it in under any circumstance. Because it will freak out. Perfect. Always tractor beam. Ah, caterpillar. Someone probably bought an ironclad. Or maybe they just like, or they rented it. Anyway, hover quad fits very nicely. Once again, do not fly this thing into the ship. It will freak out and probably destroy itself and you. Anyway. Oh, I was hoping that would, like, be gone. Let's try out the Dragonfly. I generally do not recommend flying hover vehicles into ships. They tend to act weird. They also like to spin when you pick them up. Will a hand portable lift this? It does. So bring your multi-tool. And let's see if this will fit. The Dragonfly fits. It's not the best fit, and it keeps doing that because it's hitting the rail. But you can put it in here, and the ramp will it'll work. It fits, but it's not like an optimal fit. You have to be pretty careful with it. It's a little bit more stable to max lift, I think. You know what? You can just stay up there. I'll just have to remember I put it up there. Alright, let's go get the last one, which I'm very confident will fit, because it's smaller than the other two. I'm actually going to fly it in. We'll see how that goes.
Origin jumpers at your service. Core system operational.
Is there a speed limiter? There is, it's on. Oh, hello. We got a Perseus landing. So, this cannot land or be driven into the ship, unfortunately. Because it cannot go any lower.
Engines inactive. Core system deactivated.
But with it turned off, should be no problem at all. Very nice. You can fit a few forces in here if you wanted. One for all of your friends. As you can put one here. Another one here. Probably another one here, maybe? I don't know. Let's see how far, whoops. Let's see how far back we can put this before it freaks out. Which it already kind of is. Yeah, hover vehicles behave quite weird. Look, you. There. Perfect. It's stable enough. Kinda. So you could put one there, one here, and one inside here. Probably even be able to fit a fourth in if you really wanted. Get out of here. Good enough. It's pretty cool. I really like this. And that is the Drake Clipper. After IAE, if there's enough time, we'll take it out for some combat missions. We'll take the elevator. Nice little ramps. Oh, before we go, I should probably replenish vitals. Oh, I know we're gonna do the Atlas. Probably not gonna bother with this one. I'm just gonna move it out because I'll be using it for cargo later. But we'll take the Geo over. It's slightly larger because it's backpack. I don't believe the Atlas ICTY is any taller, so if you happen to have one of those, and if this fits nicely, could use the Clipper for a interesting little dropship. I wish the cargo one had the jump jets too. Alright, let's take the Geo in. Let's see that clearance. Will it fit? This is not a good... It does not fit. You cannot put an Atlas in. Not easily, at least. I'm sure you could if you really wanted to. But not while it's landed. That's unfortunate. This would be a nice ship to have one. Take it for mining. Yeah, it's too low to the ground. Now, you could lift the ship slightly off the ground, and then you could probably get it in there. But that's a bit of a hassle. Right over here is the bridge. For anyone interested, it has 15 or H2 fuel and 1.7 quantum, which is not bad considering the size.
You are clear to launch.
Also good visibility up top, so you can actually see the doors opening. Something most Jake ships I've been in generally have.
Thank you. And please visit again.
Very nice. It's kind of quiet. It's quiet inside. That's nice. And 25 shots with 4 laser cannons. And we've already reached the point where we could quantum away from Area 18.
Shield system offline. Quantum drive.
And we're off to Crusader. That's what it looks like in quantum. Yeah, there's that missile payload. Pretty impressive. Very nice little ship. If you don't mind the looks. To me, it looks kind of like a snub-nosed Corsair. Guess we can keep it external. It's a little more interesting than just watching the cockpit. You can already see Corsair in the distance, or not Corsair, Crusader in the distance. Anyone watching or curious about the Perseus? Kind of went through that a little bit in the last stream. I personally do not care for the Perseus. I think it looks cool. I love the half basketball court, but I don't really like flying it. And just watching the turrets moving around, I think they move too slow. I don't know. Not a ship for me. I almost want the wings a little bit higher on the Clipper. Just a little bit higher. Actually, I wonder if this has a VTOL mode. We'll try that when we go for a landing. I doubt it, but you never know. The quantum drive stock is quite slow. I'll definitely be swapping out the components of the ship. Yeah, I did upgrade this from my Salvation I bought, I think yesterday or day before, I'm not sure which. But I got that for the LTI. That was an LTI token because it's cheap. So if you're looking for a cheap LTI token, go grab the Salvation. It's a neat little salvage ship. You do some interesting things with it. But this ship right here, this is a ship I would actually use all the time. Salvation, I'd only bring that out for the occasional activity. But if they ever introduce ship repair tools to salvage ships, that thing is going to be amazing. Because it's so small, it's like the size of a Pisces. Or at least it can fit in most areas, the Pisces can. So you can have a nice little ship to repair the exterior. And engineering is right around the corner. There's Crusader. Nice. Don't have to go to OM1.
Quantum drive is now on.
And I haven't really done much. Yep, it's moving. Just kind of slow. This is a very cool little ship. Especially with the facilities it comes with. And since it has 4 size 3 guns and a very respectable missile payload, you can do combat in it. It's not super tough, but for PvE it should serve you quite well.
Quantum drive is now off.
Also, by the way, the game is free to play until December 3rd, I think. The free ship you can use is the Crusader Intrepid. Problem with Orison is how far away the hangars are from the drop-off point from QT. Yeah, from a little bit I'm flying of it, it's got very comfortable maneuverability, similar to a Cutlass Black, but it's smaller. At least it feels kind of smaller. This is quite the travel.
Shield system online.
Alright.
Ah, perfect. This space should do nicely.
Wellington is going to lose it when he hears that voice, if he ever comes here. Good boost. Ooh, is that that's an Origin ship up there, nice. I think I'm buying a 300i in the game. That was actually my first ship. I kinda miss it. And they're not very expensive.
Landing gear down.
There we go. I always go third person for landings. It's very compact when you have the landing gear down, which is nice.
There you go. Officially arrived. Have a great time.
Let's see. It does not have a VTOL mode.
Landing. Your systems are offline.
I don't like that this door opens after you're already halfway through. I do really like that the elevator's right here. This is a ship of convenience. And I forgot to restore my vitals. So I'm gonna have to buy something to drink. Very interesting looking ship.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval
I just wish I
system.
can fold the wings without the landing gear. Yeah, it would make things
Your vehicle has
that would definitely improve the ship.
Goodbye.
Like the Corsair can have its gear deployed and the wings folded. Reminds me of that fin on the Wolf. Like everyone just wants to be able to retract it. Alright, ship is stored. Nice. So the reason why there's so many bodies here is people just backspace to return back home instead of flying back.
Good purchase.
Yeah. We'll get some Pips A20.
I think you're going to be happy with that.
See, that's one of the reasons why I like Area 18. You typically have less of that going on. Come on. Come on. Did it just disappear? Nope, there it is. There we go. Always be responsible with your trash. Orison's is a pretty cool looking place. You got all these plushies and stuff. Oh, the space whale. It's very atmospheric because it has this hyper dense atmosphere. Got a nice rental place right here. And we gotta head to the shuttle.
Missed your shuttle? Not a problem. Another shuttle will be along shortly at Orison Skyway.
And the convention is right over here. Just past the usual.
The next shuttle is approaching the station.
I'll be honest, I wish you could just fly to the location.
The shuttle is preparing to depart. Please clear the hatch. Shuttle will be departing.
Nice. We have the shuttle all to ourselves. And it is a 3-minute flight to get to the convention center. Which is both cool and kind of bleh, because you gotta wait. But it's also cool because it shows the scale of things. Also, I'm glad I've been here before. Otherwise, probably dropping frames. I'll probably rent a Caterpillar here just because I want to, you know, walk through it. Because I've never been on a Caterpillar. Minute 15. Unfortunately, I came here when it's at night. So you can't really see anything. Here we go. Got the IAE banner right there. 29:55. There's another shuttle departing.
is your stop. Please prepare to disembark.
This is our stop. The Intergalactic Aerospace Expo 2955. Complete with ads for the ships. And there goes my frame rate a little bit. And we have a Perseus right outside without its giant... Nope, there's a giant turret. It's a cool looking ship. I just don't like it. And here's the schedule. Since it is 22nd, it's Drake Day, or days. And they'll be going through it. It also affects what ships are on sale. And, like, their pricing to an extent. Well, that's kind of cool. Here's the main lobby area.
How's it going? Huh?
With all the different company or manufacturer logos.
Sounds stressful.
Gift shops. You can buy your shirts for the different companies. So if you want like a RSI shirt, you come here and get it. It's all one place. You got Aegis, Argo. You also have right here the actual IAE shirts and hats. Drake shirts, hats, so forth. Misk. Crusader, which is kind of boring because you can buy these shirts normally at the Crusader gift shop. And Origin. You can actually sit on these. Truly, we live in the future. Cowering NPC, classic Star Citizen. Let's head to the expo. Yep, the rental schedule. I just realized I missed my chance to rent an 890 jump. Oh well. Nice hologram of the Perseus with escorts. Nice banners. The hover quad. Promotional video.
Whether it's innovative specialty craft, reliable workforces, or tried and true advantage, intergalactic
Showing different things. It cycles between different videos. You can still rent it? Oh, nice. I'll do that. One moment. There we go. And here is the expo. We have a handy map over here. Gonna figure out where everything's at. If you want to check out different ships, they're on display. It looks kind of like a weird octopus. Over here is the rentals, where I will now rent some ships. I'm going to rent 400i because I've always kind of wanted to walk around inside one. I'll look at the 600s, and you get these for 2 days. 85X, the space car. Love this ship. I have one already. 890 jump. Planning on saving up for that in game. It's very expensive though. And I'll get an M50 because why not? For Drake ships, Buccaneer, I plan on just buying one of these. These are like dirt cheap to buy in game. But here's the Caterpillar. That way I can check it out. Color steel. The cutters are very cheap to buy in game too. I don't really see a point to renting them. Yeah, the Golem, Herald. I don't have a Herald, so I guess I'll rent it. The Mule, might as well. I could do some more, I can see if it fits inside the Clipper. Vulture. I'm not gonna have a use for this right away, so it's free. I think the RSI ship should be out of my I'm gonna grab the Ox. Should be out of my inventory now. There we go. So, right away, we have the RSI Salvation. It is a salvage ship. For centuries, Harbor Space Industries has prided itself on crafting vehicles that not only meets the pilot's expectations, but exceeds them. While the RSI Salvation may seem like a simple salvaging craft at first glance, every detail from the salvaging arm, the onboard processing plant, and the convenient external storage has been refined and optimized to make even an amateur feel like an expert. The Eureka livery features glittering gold highlights against the black base paint for the Salvation. Some new freight elevators. The cat may be used more. That'd be cool. I had one of these. I showed it off last stream. This is the cargo area. When you can change your salvage stuff to boxes, and they'll pop out here, and they'll first store here, then here, and it kind of goes like this. And you can put seats and stuff in here. It has not a lot of quantum fuel. I think it's best used with an escort craft, because this will fit in a ton of ships. You can put it in a Corsair if you wanted.
I've been waiting so long to see one of these. It's even better than I thought.
Over here we have the Meteor. I'm planning to buy one of these in game, because they're not very expensive. RSI Meteor, medium fighter. Packing some serious firepower, the Meteor is a sight enemies won't want to see. Taking inspiration from the iconic Mantis, Daniel's favorite ship, this heavy fighter, medium fighter, forgoes quantum enforcement and instead features 2 bespoke size 5 ballistic cannons and 4 single-load size 4 missile racks, making the Meteor a force that can light up the sky like a shooting star. Equipped to ship livery used by ace pilot Disco in the classic children's cartoon Rory Nova, while it turns the Meteor metallic dark blue, black, and red, whether you turn into the dynamic, instinctive spaceship operator that inspired the livery's name is up to you. It has a nice pearlescent look to it too. Look at that. And yes, you can kind of interact with the displays. You can go inside them. They don't activate or anything. The elevator seems to be broken on this one. Has the same interior as a Mantis. They didn't change it at all. They're also selling components, but from what I've seen, it's just components you can buy normally in store. Other than, I think I encountered a military B. Component, but that's kind of whatever. It's not like top of the line by any means. And here we have Kruger Wolf, and it's a laser variant because the Wolf has only ballistics. Yeah, the L-22 Alpha Wolf looks mostly the same, except it has these fins, which I don't particularly like. They did change the cockpit a little bit.
Find a new favorite? Then why not take it for a test run?
Can I deploy the guns?
Display at this year's IAE are conveniently available to rent.
What if I open exterior? Nope. Unfortunate. It's got some nice looking laser cannons though. I could have sworn you could have deployed them though. I came here on the first day of IAE and I'm pretty sure they were deployed. But as it is, right now I already have a Wolf with this exact same color scheme. Very nice ship, very fun to fly. I would recommend either one of these. We have the armament gallery over here of all the basic guns you can buy in the game. Nothing unique, nothing exciting. Which is disappointing. But you can, you can get to see them on display all in one place, which is nice. Over here we have the raft. I don't like the raft. And that's partly because of my interactions with it. And we've got a nice little space up here to chill. But I suppose we can go inside of it. Oh, I can't jump up there. Oh yeah. We'll go to the side rooms later. I probably should have switched to light armor or something so I can run around easier. But first, the Argo MPUV tractor. The Argo Astronautics MPUV, I think it's a 1T, is outfitted with a tractor beam to allow it to handily move cargo containers on and off larger hauling vessels. Its smaller size and maneuverability make it an ideal support vehicle at landing zones and space stations. Vibrant red and black, the Firebrand livery brings bold look to the MPUV UV 1T. There's multiple versions of the MPUV, and I think this is the latest one. I think. There are some visual differences, and this is like the nicest one, I believe. Very nice. Is there an exterior to open?
This is the first time I've been to one.
Attention visitors to the
Here's one of the remote turrets. This thing has 2 tractor beams, one in the front and one in the back. You should be able to right click. Oh. I guess they have 2 separate buttons maybe? Hard to say. The display models are mostly disabled.
Influence of some classic designers in the lines.
And the raft. I like the interior of the raft. I hate flying it. But we'll check it out since we're here. With its slow elevator.
Gathering the latest and greatest from manufacturers across the empire. The Intergalactic Aerospace Expo is where spaceship enthusiasts come.
Has a nice interior. Very industrial. Very practical. You have your components over here. The interior is my favorite element of this ship. You have a tractor beam station that always broke for me when I was using the ship.
This is a friendly reminder to stay aware of your surroundings and keep an eye on
They got a handy tractor beam turret. It does work fairly well. When it works. But like I said, the tractor beam would always fail for me. I get to use it for a little bit and then it just stops. That's the top floor. There's not much on the top. Middle floor is, I believe, is where most of the facilities are. We have multiple suit lockers. Restroom. Rather nice living or kitchen area. Living space actually. For a crew of 2. It'd be interesting though. Once engineering is out, if 2 will be enough. Rather nicely placed airlock. With a small room before you get to airlock door. And a great way to escape the ship when you're done with it. The bridge, also very, very nice. Decent amount of FDs for the co-pilot and the pilot. And a surprisingly nice view. Let's get out of here. Where's its plaque? Does it have one? I also like the little bit of scenery they put around it. Let's hop down. Head toward the center area, where they're selling some more components. Like this massive, I don't know, it's the size 4 quantum? Quantum drive. I believe this is the rare item here. Like you can't, I don't believe you can buy this in store. It's military B. It's not the best quantum drive in the game, but I mean, Why not? It's a bit pricey though, at 520. Or no, at 107. I don't think I really have a use for it. And RSI Lynx exploration vehicle. RSI designed the Lynx rover to be a vehicle capable of exploring a wide variety of terrains while still delivering a top-rated and finely tuned driving experience. Switch up the look of the Lynx with the Moon Shadow livery, which is primarily white with blue highlights. It looks quite nice. Nice reflection. And it's basically just a touring Ursa. We'll go inside. The wheels are rather interesting. I'm sure Pascal Saucer would love to stare at these for a long time to figure out how they work, because they're kind of weird. Go inside, we got a weapons rack. In a rather nice area to sit while the driver and co-driver, I don't know what they do, other than I guess just taking a view. Take a seat. Nice little screen. Does this turn around? It does. You hit that and you can rotate the seat. And you got a nice little view. Out the back and through the roof. It's a nice table. Very nice. More components. We got a giant power plant. And some smaller ones on the other side. We have the Perseus here. I'm not going to bother going inside of it. I showed the interior off last stream. What are those? Ah, I knew that would pique your interest. These are the wheels. I think they're broken. I'm pretty sure. The cover here is supposed to be centered, but you can get an idea of the inside. It has these. Let's see if I can check the other side. Yeah, it's a little messed up. It's not supposed to look like that. But yeah, kind of interesting looking wheels. Yeah, those are broke. Yeah, they're clipping through. I don't think they were like that when I first arrived. I don't know. Yeah, they're supposed to be centered on the wheel. Yeah, Perseus. Big old ship. I believe it's the largest one being displayed. We'll read the plaque though. RSI Perseus. Focus gunship. When RSI set out to make a definitive modern statement and persuasive prevention, they looked into their own past to the historic gunships designated Perseus. Capable of shredding subcapital class Goliaths, the mere presence of a Perseus gunship in a blockade or patrol squad is enough to make your most aggressive enemies think twice before engaging, just like its vintage namesake. The resilient livery for the Perseus elegantly mixes gray and blue with red highlights. It does look tremendously better with color. Oh, I just noticed the ceiling. Very nice. I think that's all there is at the RSI exhibit here, so we will make our way over here. We'll start with Hall 3. Also, I probably should have ate something. This is the alien ships area. And a little display for the Best in Show that took place earlier this year. Right up front we have the Spirited Talon, which is one of my favorite ships, which I like to use relatively often. And you can buy it. Or, I think, I don't know. A Spirited Talon, light fighter. Talon represents a spurious, continuing effort to preserve historically significant Tavaran ship designs. A maneuverable single-seat combat ship with light armor, but powerful directional phalanx shields. The Talon is made to strike first and strike hard before using the shields to cover its escape. The luminary livery gives the Talon a glossy green base paint with brown highlights for a dazzlingly beautiful and complex design. It also has a ridiculously long time to get into the cockpit. Also, I don't like this paint job very much. If it was just solid green with the red, I would like it, but I don't like the weird splotches.
I need to spend some time on my
We also have the light strikes, laser cannons that they make. Over here we have the Prowler utility. Which was just added for purchasing game. It's a cargo ship. While no known Tavaran-made examples of this historical ship exist, historians at Asperia studied contemporary UPE military field reports to reconstruct this modified prowler, used by the Tavaran military to deliver urgently needed supplies to the front lines. The Prowler utility pairs a tractor beam with a fully accessible hold alongside the warship's still significant armaments to make the transfer of cargo in battlefield conditions a precision operation. The Panthera livery brings bright orange and black highlights to the Prowler. This is normally a dropship, but it's been made into a cargo ship. You have these areas that fold back in, very rib-like, and these are the cargo grids. Cargo boxes will snap to them. It cannot hold very much, and since it's a grid only, it's hard to like put more on than the ship's supposed to be able to carry. But if that's not an issue, or if you just need something stealthy, this works quite well. And it's very, very red inside, just like the dropship variant. Here we go. I believe we can close it. Yeah, here we go. Very cool. Here it is from the outside. I'm not sure where the tractor beam is located. I think maybe that's it. Or is it underneath? I'm not sure. Yeah, rails. We live in the future. It also has some nice gun racks. A ladder that takes you up to the pilot seat. You can't see out because that is a giant display up there. We also have components, and engineering. Heading back down by falling, we have a side exit and 2 seats, if you want to call them that. And more of just secures you up against a wall. It's a remnant from the dropship variant, because normally the ship would be lined up with places. And there's the co-pilot seat. Once again, a giant display up front. I plan on getting one of these eventually in game since they're for sale now, with in-game credit. I'll probably show it off at some point in the future. Very neat little ship. Very stealthy. I believe it has 2 size 4 cannons there. And it's relatively maneuverable too. Anyway, moving away from that, over here we have the new Stinger, which came out not too long ago. I've used this a few times on stream, though I plan on replacing it with a Paladin. But it's a nice, creepy ship. That slides you forward along there. I do not like the performance of this ship, unfortunately. And the sound effects. I swear they boosted how loud this thing gets over the last, like, 2 patches, so it's like, I don't like it anymore. It looks cool, though. It's a very cool looking ship. If it ever comes to the game for purchase with in-store credit, I'll probably buy it again. I do have a livery for it that turns it green, which makes it look kind of like a Klingon ship, like a bird of prey. Over there we have more components. Once again, it's just basic stuff. Over here we have the Sealan. Oh, I'm gonna go read the livery for the Stinger over here. The plaque. Heavy fighter, wreaking havoc along humanity's border systems. The Van Duel heavy fighter, designated Stinger by the UE Navy, has earned itself a blood-stained legacy as a major threat to pilots and capital ships alike. Originally intended for training aggressor squadrons, Asperia is now making their detailed replica available to the broader civilian population. The Meridian livery gives the Stinger a simple yet stylish metallic silver finish. I just wish it could turn. They slowed its acceleration down this patch, which I am not happy about. This is the Sealan. This is a ship that Aerostudies has. The Sealan cargo vessel has been artfully crafted by the renowned House Katak to be well suited for both human and Xian pilots. With a refined, agile frame, the Sealan lends itself to ferrying important deliveries across the universe, or as the ideal ship for those making their transport career debut. Make your Sealan stand out from the crowd with the Chuya livery that's blue marbled with gold accents and evokes passing waves. It looks kind of nice. The interior, as Aerostudies puts it, this is a giant horizontal or vertical house. You have weapon racks, a place to shove Lord Mullington when you don't want to look at him anymore. It also features a somewhat difficult to use elevator, as the buttons are quite tiny. Here's the second floor. Nice little bathroom. The bed with stone accents around the side, giving a little bit of an earthy look. And then we go to the top floor with the cockpit. And a fire extinguisher, which will be handy for when your ship's on fire. And the ship is flown unconventionally. Whoops, there we go. As you see, I'm at the top of the ship, and the orientation of the camera is goofed up because of the, well, unusual way it flies. However, vertical takeoff and landing is quite nice with this ship. Getting out of the seat takes a little bit of time though. And cargo is loaded into these things right here. They just snap into place. Over here we have a rather nice relaxation space with a nice holographic preview of the Ryzen, which is an even larger version of the Sulin. The Ryzen and human haulers alike are eager to get their hands on the soon-to-be released 5958 Ryzen from Kotak manufacturer. Following up with their successful first foray into the human market, this updated vessel still features interspecies living quarters and Gravlev cargo handling, with an astounding double the cargo capacity of earlier prototypes. It's going to be a really cool ship. This is what I'm looking forward to. It's going to be terrible for fighting though. It's just a big old target. But it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, there it is. Very nice. More components, more guns. Once again, nothing really unusual. And over here, we have the Nox, which is a hover bike with, looks like size 1 repeaters on it. Very nice. Very cool looking. I like how you just stand up all of a sudden on these bikes. I plan to pledge that at some point. Nice. I don't know if I'm going to pledge or not. Depends on the price. I probably won't. I'll just wait for it in game. Ships get expensive. The Santokai, the ship that Aristides lost with the patch. It deleted it. It's an interesting medium fighter. Harnessing the power of next generation Gean flight systems, upgraded dual vector thrusters, and a daunting weapons package, Apo has crafted a fighter that retains the nimble dexterity and tight handling the brand is known for. The Ocelus livery adapts and updates the iconic colors and design used on some Tavaran ships that bring a striking new look to the Santokai. The livery adds a distinct red pattern to the fuselage, while shimmering green covers the rest of the ship. Gray lines swoop across the entire ship to help break up its silhouette. It does look cool. I do like this. Also, I'm a sucker for tinted glass on spaceships when it's particularly red. Also, delightfully pixelated and low-res art. Because it was intended for this size, not to be projected up on there. And here we have a very uncommon ship to see flying around. The Banu Defender with its 2 paragraphs. It's a light fighter, despite being like the size of a heavy almost. Meet the Banu Defender, a multi-crew fighter whose patchwork design highlights technology from a variety of species. Featuring modest accommodations for its crew and easy access to components, the Defender gets its name from the role it serves, the first line of defense against enemy attacks. That's why the Defender makes the ideal companion to the Merchantman, which will be a ship coming out in the future. One to do the heavy hauling, and the other to perform deadly dogfighting, which is not recommended with this ship at this point. The Harmony livery is meant to showcase humanity's peaceful relationship with aliens, with a semi-pearlescent blue main coat marked with organic reflective red to suggest the coming together of disparate species and cultures. The Harmony livery has been designed and produced by the UAE's Diplomatic Corps and freely licensed to all spacecraft manufacturers. Now Banu Defender owners can celebrate the UAE's intentions of working toward a peaceful galaxy. The colors on it are actually quite nice. I do like this. It's a very fancy ship. Look at that. Very insectoid landing gear. Nice engines. This is a very cool ship. It just needs help. It's a giant enemy crab. Here's the interior. Kind of a spooky look. Bed. A place to put your gun. It looks a little bit, kind of like Van Duel. Like I said, it's supposed to be like a mix of different cultures. And you have co-pilot and a pilot seat. I believe you can fly the ship from either side, if I recall correctly. Let's get in one. Very nice. Good view. Struts stay mostly out of the way. Very cool doors too. It just needs a stat improvement. It needs to be made into like a heavy fighter or something. And I think it would do quite well. Get an HP boost and better shields. More gun points. Mounting points. This was the alien ship wing. Go ahead and leave. Also, it's not very busy here. Kind of surprised. Maybe because we're kind of further into the IAE. I came here day one and it was very busy. People getting in each other's way a lot. closing doors on each other.
Attention visitors to the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. Please remember to
This is actually one of my favorite spots.
For your convenience, a selection
Cargo.
of beverages and tasty
I just like the display here.
in the lobby.
Showing off different cargo ships. And boxes. Who doesn't love to just look at boxes?
Attention visitors to the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. Please remember to stay hydrated while exploring the exhibits on display.
And you got this little display out here.
A selection of beverages and tasty snacks are available for purchase in the lobby.
Very nice. Let's head on in.
Attention visitors to the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo.
And now we have a bit more military hardware. Oh, coffee to go. Don't mind if I do. Although I can't actually access any of it. Also, they don't have anything here. Fantastic.
Back off, okay?
I think I'm gonna have to go. We'll come back. I need to feed my character. So I have to leave the expo and get back to the lobby.
Please remember to stay hydrated while exploring the exhibits.
Probably gonna switch. Probably change out the medium armor
Tasty snacks are available for purchase in the lobby.
so I can move faster.
This is a friendly reminder to stay aware of your surroundings and keep an eye on your belongings at all times. We want to make sure that your perfect day stays that way.
That's weird that the little restaurant there didn't have anything. This place is so big. We'll be back. Explore the rest.
Hey.
Maybe. Is there here we go. Let's take a. It's mainly just all shirts, right? Weird, they don't have any like restaurants or anything. Is there anything out here that I missed? Nope. Well, it's a good thing I bought that that burger though. Now my There we go. Probably should have bought more
I thought he was gonna cry. It was hilarious.
food and drink. Let's head back. I'm gonna take my helmet off so I'm not having to hear breathing all the time. Oh, I could have actually just took the armor off. Oh, here we go. Is there any way to just pick up something? Like, without having to go back to the inventory? Guess they'll run back. Ditch the armor too. Because we still have 3 more wings to check out. Tap F. Good to know. I'm still gonna head back so I can get rid of the armor so I can actually move around without tiring out all the time.
Taking them on a ride in my cutter and maybe landing in somewhere to do a little off-roading.
Okay. Hello.
There we go.
Everything good?
Business has been improving. There have been some logistical issues that have mitigated some of our expansion, but I'm resolving them.
There, much faster.
On display at this year's IAE are available to rent from one of our local providers.
Yeah, I'd be almost out of breath at this point. It's a lot better. Alright, let's head back to the anvil section.
Attention visitors to the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. Please remember to stay hydrated while exploring the exhibits on display. Convenience, a selection of beverages and tasty snacks are available.
Oh, this is so much better. Anvil and Aegis. Over here, we have a... Which one is this? Aegis Avenger Titan. a relatively popular starter ship that has some weird drifting issues. At least from a few times I've flown it. Light freight. Lacking the prisoner cells of the Stalker or the EMP generator of the Warlock, the Titan's hold is free to carry cargo. Couple that available space with the Avenger's tried and true combat abilities. You've got a light cargo hauler that's more than capable of handling itself in a fight. The Ironweave livery gives the Avenger a black hull with chrome highlights. I actually rather like it with this color scheme. Also a little weird that this is on display. This is the interior. It's kind of an older ship now. And it kind of shows. But you know, you can put some vehicles back here. Cargo. Over here, the Aegis Saber Peregrine. It's a racing ship, racing variant of the Saber. After seeing what fans of the Saber Raven were able to accomplish with the fighter on the racetrack, the design team at Aegis Dynamics were inspired to craft an official racing variant for this agile ship. Entered the Saber Peregrine. Streamlined and featuring additional thruster boosters, this nimble bird is ready to fly across the finish line. Ignite, envy, and others with the Saber Firebreak livery, featuring vibrant red highlights against the black base paint. It is very cool looking. Both the Dogfighter Saber and these like Firebird derivatives all look fantastic. 4 MFDs, always nice. Nice unobstructed view. Can't look behind you, unfortunately, but you look everywhere else. Very, very nice. I don't believe this variant has any guns, though. Or if it does, it's going to be very minimal. Yeah, I don't see any guns on this. Over here, we have the Anvil Paladin, which I'll most likely be swapping the Stinger to. Unless like a really good deal happens. Or I upgrade the Stinger to something else. Anvil Paladin. Designed by Anvil Aerospace, the Paladin is an intimidating frontline fight that makes a bold impact whenever it arrives in battle. Whether it's executing a dangerous operation or leading the charge against overwhelming odds with its powerful array of turret weapons and ordnance, the Paladin is ready to ride to the rescue. Equip the Carmine livery with its bold red highlights atop a gray base paint to make the Paladin easier to spot amidst the fog of war. That's not an advertising point, but it does look kind of cool. Paladin had a nasty bug last patch that caused size 1 and 2 missiles to basically blow out the hull, the main body of the ship. But they've since fixed it. This would be an interesting ship for bunkers. Very, very nice armory right up front. Has a cargo grid right here for 4 SCU. And a ladder in the sub-bridge where you control the 2 side turrets. Back here Yeah, that's the... Over here, we have a nice little eating area. Basic living quarters. Which I believe are mirrored on the other side. Yep. For 4.
It's always better exploring a show with someone else.
And over here, we have the bridge, which has a pretty nice view. Co-pilot seats, and the pilot seat. Or if I can activate it.
Seeing it in person is a lot different than I imagined.
Doesn't look like I can, but it has like this armor that can descend down and opens into these like slots. It's pretty cool looking. And you got components. That leads to the subbridge. And here's engineering, where most of your components are, along with your engineering terminal. The ship's probably best served with 5 people instead of 4. But you can't make do with 4. Also, if you have no one in the subbridge, the pilot controls the side turrets, but they only face forward. Yeah, it's a side turret. But I think it'd be most fun with 4 people on it. Neat ship. Over here is the F-8C Lightning. Heavy fighter. Few vehicles employed by the proud men and women who serve in our Empire's Navy inspire the legendary F-8 Lightning. A force to be reckoned with, the F-8 has secured humanity's freedom from numerous threats at home and abroad countless times. Now that same next-generation space and superiority fighter is available to become part of your personal fleet with the Anvil F-8C civilian variant. The Nightweave livery features a black fuselage intersected by green highlights, a unique and irregular pattern. Yeah, it's a very cool looking fighter. Lots of firepower. I'm gonna go ahead and hop into it. Nope. Turn my head around. Break my neck.
I think I might take you a bit longer. Seen everything yet?
Decent view. Struts are a little large. Good number of MFDs. And over here, we have the F-7CM Super Hornet Mark II. Refining the renowned military-class superiority fighter with the most up-to-date technology, Anvil Aerospace has crafted the F-7CM Super Hornet Mark II, retaining the second seat and ball turret that made the original a truly terrifying Mark II engage. Primarily dark gray, the Fortitude livery uses vibrant blue highlights to accentuate the silhouette of the iconic Hornet Mark II. I was in the co-pilot, or the Rio seat
I really appreciate that they've got some of their classic designs on
last stream. It's very cool. I would like one of these. I don't know if I got the money for it though. I would upgrade the Stinger to it, but it's not as expensive as a Stinger.
It would definitely be fun to use for a weekend.
And I can't melt the Stinger either. Nice. I like that. Alright, well that's Anvil and Aegis. More components, nothing unique. That's all stuff you can just buy anywhere. We have 2 more locations.
Attention visitors to the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. Please remember to stay hydrated while exploring the exhibits on display. For your convenience, a selection of beverages and tasty snacks are available for purchase in the
Yeah, ditching the armor was definitely a good idea.
Stop by Kruger Intergalactic to see their lineup of quality snuffers and learn why they are the perfect addition to any fleet.
I'm only just now starting to get tired. We have another armament gallery showing a variety of components. It's nice seeing the size of some of these. Also, the new armors. This one you can get from connecting your Twitch account to your RSI account and watching them for like 4 hours, and you get this for free. I really like the helmet. The rest of the armor, kind of whatever. But it's light armor, and I usually just wear medium now. Medium or heavy. Ideal synthesis of strength and technology. Geist light armor. Set has been crafted from military-grade carbon silk sources from the same manufacturers that protect the UAE's special forces. Hair-thin filaments woven into the fabric mask the wearer's emissions, making them harder to detect, and specialized tubing built into the soles of the boots dampens the sound of footsteps. The armor here is when paired with the Aztelan helmet, which you can buy in NICs, just not in those colors, and the CSB 88 or 68L backpack. Epoch Edition features a navy and black coloring, finished with a Baroque gold detailing. This one is available to be purchased on store. Comes with a special gun. For some reason I can't remember the name of it now. This will tell us. The Dust Devil Armor Epoch set. Reinforced alloys are carefully layered to recreate the appearance of warriors from humanity's past. They create a heavy armor that's intimidating and functional. The cape adds an elegant finishing touch. Here the armor is paired with the Manticore helmet, Warden backpack, and 68C ballistic SMG from Bering. There we go, it's the 68SC. The Epoch... I already read that. And this is the one I bought right here. Because it's the Tavaran armor. It does not come with that backpack though. I don't know why that's there. That's the heavy backpack. What? Yeah, it's Aves armor. It's bird themed. Honor and embody the Tavaran aesthetic with the Aves armor. Cutting edge manufacturing techniques were used to apply plating perfectly to fit the human form and evoke the shape, language imbued into the Tavaran's iconic ships. This medium armor from CC's conversions provides solid protection while keeping you light on your feet. When paired with the Aves helmet, the suit combines for a striking and unforgettable look. It also comes with the 6.8 or P8. Oh, we missed the ship.
Find a new favorite? Then why not take it for a test run? Many of the vehicles on display at this year's IAE are conveniently available to rent.
We have the Misk Fortune. I don't know why it's out here. Probably because it's by the mining stuff. For those ready to elevate their profession to the next level, the engineers at Misk have carefully crafted the Fortune as the best-in-class small reclamation vessel. Equipped with a versatile salvaging arm and a cargo lift, the Misk Fortune is built from the struts up to turn trash into treasure. Black and white paints juxtapose each other across the iceberg livery, with a sleek blue finish around the Fortune's more shapely areas. It definitely punches up the look of the ship. Normally it's just like chrome. Salvage stuff comes out there and connects to that cargo grid automatically, so you don't have to pack it into boxes yourself. Very handy.
Attention visitors to the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. Please take care.
And a very typical Misk interior, clean lines, but without going overboard with being fancy.
I tell you, there's nothing like being at the IAE. Magic Gate. It's always better.
And a very nice view, so you can see what you're doing out there. And a very generous elevator.
Your trip is ready to go the extra distance. Stop by Kruger Intergalactic to see their lineup of quality snuff crafts and learn why they are the perfect addition to any fleet.
And this is also a very nice display right here for mining. Shows you a variety of space rocks. Example of someone doing some hand mining. I like this one in particular. It's very cool.
This is a friendly reminder. Stay aware of your surroundings and keep an eye on your belongings at all times. We want to make sure that your perfect day stays that way.
There's the rock. Let's head this way. We have Drake, Origin, and I can't remember the name. Gray Cat. There we go. We have the Gray Cat MDC Combat. Building upon a robust and sturdy industrial frame, Gray Cat has crafted the MDC Mobile Defense Center into a effective combat vehicle ready to protect your interests, from remote mining sites to patrolling high-value processing centers, thanks to its mounted PDS turret. Disguise the silhouette of the MDC with the gray or white and gray digital camo of the Ice Front camo livery, which is also compatible with other Gray Cat M series vehicles. I believe this is a new one. And there's the turret. Very nice. Has an engineering terminal. Single seat. Though you could probably have like people crouched down. You could probably fit 2 or 3 back here. It's reasonably compact. Smaller than an Ursa. I'm not familiar with the other variants. I'll have to look into it. Speaking of the other variants, first we have the PTV. It's a practical buggy for getting around large hangars or outposts. Here's the MTC transport. That's a lot to read. Whoop. As an expert in industrial operations, Grey Cat understands that job site security is a vital part of any successful business venture. Not only that, but to be fully effective, you need to be able to get your security personnel and their equipment to wherever they're needed most. That's why the MTC Mobile Tactical Center is such an important addition to your next venture. Nimble enough to access the difficult terrain encountered on remote operations, and equipped with enough suit lockers, weapon racks, and storage to tackle a wide host of issues, the Grey Cat MTC could make all the difference when it comes to turning a potential problem into potential profit. I'm not sure if this is available in the game for purchase. Where does anyone sit? You just have everyone go in the suit lockers? Yeah, there's a seat right there. But that's it. Huh. We have a Rock and the Rock DS, larger variant. And the STV, which I was trying to put into the clipper earlier. I don't feel like reading all that. Come over here to Drake. We have the Mule. This might be able to fit the clipper. Maybe. Six-wheel Drake Mule is a dependable workhorse for all sorts of loading and hauling jobs. Whether transporting cargo over rough terrain or ferrying into larger vessels and cargo decks, the Mule sees even the toughest contracts through to the end. Plain and simple. That's the Mule. That's definitely the Mule. Plain and simple. Nothing to get excited about, but it'll do the job. The Dragonfly. Drake Dragonfly is the perfect snub ship for anyone looking to live on the edge. With nothing separating the pilot from the dangers of space, Dragonfly is such an adventure as a ship. Dual mode conversion allows the Dragonfly to operate on the ground and in space, and a rear-facing seat means you can even take a passenger. And here's the Clipper. A different color scheme, but I'm fine with the basic one. But this one looks very nice too. Not gonna bother showing it because we already went through all that. And over here is the Golem Ox, which I believe is also new to the game. With the Golem Ox, Drake has transformed the dependable workhorse into an ideal cargo ship for hauling supplies and equipment. Made for pilots who prefer function over frills, the Ox doubles the capacity of the original with room for 64 SCU. It features a tractor beam to make cargo transfer smooth as silk. Very nice. And it's still reasonably small. I like that the music's just gone. More components. Skip. Oh, what's this thing? It's a big cooler. Heading over to the origin area. Over here, we have the 400i. Looks like a giant ship. It's a pathfinder. To explore the stars is a most noble endeavor, and Origin Jumpworks has risen to the occasion and crafted the 400i high-performance pathfinder. Its class-leading range, substantial defensive capabilities, and a factory-equipped scanning array, the 400i is ready to take on the harshest corners of the galaxy while maintaining the comfort and elegance Origin is known for. This is unfortunately an older ship, and it suffers from that. But I've heard it's not bad still. Just not as competitive as it used to be. Let's head on in. I've never been on board a 400i. Suit lockers. This room looks to be having some problems. Why is there smoke with your components? Here. Docking ring. More suit lockers. Whatever this thing's supposed to be. It looks cool. Over here is an elevator. I believe that's a new interface. To the habitation deck. Kind of slow response. And now it changes. Here's the bridge. Typical Origin. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful ship. At least on the inside. The outside's a little weird. Door is not very responsive. Bathroom. Assume these are the captain's quarters. It's very nice. And the crew. Little kitchenette. Oh. Table. And this doesn't work yet, but astrographer? I can't say it. Anyway, you look at the galaxy. Let's head out. We'll take the elevator. Can this actually leave? Doesn't look like it. Over here, the 135C. With a deceptive amount of storage space and its sleek, stylish frame, the Origin's patented air fuel system, the 135C model is the obvious choice for musicians, couriers, and anyone trying to get the party started. Get it there fast and look good while you're doing it. It does look pretty cool. But Origin ships need some help. 4 SCU. They also need to just make more Origin ships. Quite nice interior, very, very spacious. And you can access more storage in here. Or hide someone in there. Like, you just throw Lord Wellington in there. And probably one of the worst beds you'll ever sleep in. Nice little rest areas.
Hi.
Over here, the 350R racing variant. Origin JumpWorks 300 series is the ultimate fusion of elegance and Astra engineering. Every component is individually calibrated to ensure that your ship stays in perfect harmony. By far the fastest member of the family, 350R refocuses the 300's power and translates it into pure speed. Also looks rather nice. Let's head inside. Yeah, 300 series, very nice. We got a very uncomfortable bed. Nice view up top. A 300i I think is nicer than this ship, but this is, you know, this is a racing ship, so it's fine. Bathroom. Looks very cool from the outside, though. Let's head this way. More guns. I think we're done with this room, so we have one more left. Place is so huge. Hall 5. Or shall.
I really appreciate that they've got some of their classic designs on display.
So we have the much beloved hover quad. The hover quad. Let's see its description. Designed as a companion ground vehicle for the Nomad, the hover quad's sleek angular frame utilizes 4 gravitive pads for maximum maneuverability, making it the perfect transport across all kinds of terrain or surfaces. That's not exactly true, because this thing will blow up if it flies over certain rocks. Here's the Nomad. With the versatility of a medium-sized, multi-purpose freighter packed into a stylish, compact frame, Consolidated Outland Nomad is the model of self-sufficiency, the spirit of the open sky, and the perfect solution to anyone yearning to start a brand new adventure.
Put in these for almost a decade now.
Made by the same manufacturer as the Mustang, which Air Study loves to death. Let's head inside.
From what I've seen so far, I
The cargo is outside, that's what we just walked by.
Yeah, they've done a good job.
There is a little window.
They're showing extra impressive.
It's a bathroom. Where's the little window? Here it
I
is.
think I've absorbed as much as I can for now.
Through there you can kind of see your cargo.
I think I might stay here a bit longer. Everything yet.
Bathroom. Living space. Quite nice, actually. Have fun sleeping on that. And the cockpit. Nice, compact freighter.
Beauty. You can really see the influence of some classic designers in the lines.
Can't imagine buying one. Definitely be fun to use for a weekend.
And you can put vehicles into the back.
I wonder how this show is going to compare to the last one I went to.
Seems like it's
There should be a way to lower it. It might be a little too high. Well, that's supposed to lower. Also has a tractor beam. Quite nice. Over here is the free ship for anyone doing free fly, because you can play the game for free at the moment. The Crusader Intrepid, which looks good from some angles and atrocious from others. For those eager to meet their future head-on, the renowned ship engineers of Crusader Industries proudly present the Intrepid, a bold ship ready to tackle any number of jobs and conquer numerous challenges. The Intrepid features elegant cargo space and comfortable living quarters to make the most of your solo venture across the stars.
I'm going to go and see if I can find anything more.
If only they didn't offset the wimpy looking size 4 gun. Yeah, nice accommodations. This little kitchenette, hangout area. Your engineering area. And these are your cargo areas right here. These can lower down. Like so. It is possible to load vehicles into it. You can load a bike on that, or you can tractor beam something up here and store it into this room. I'll go ahead and leave these open for when visiting, so that they can see all that. And the cockpit. It's not bad for a single person. Very nice view.
Back to them as a manufacturer, everything they have on the floor is pretty impressive.
I remark on the view because some of these ships just have terrible views from them. Just wish it didn't look so goofy. Being offset like that.
I'm just going to stay here. Don't feel like seeing much else.
Over here we have the C1 Spirit. Basically the next step up. Here's its plaque. Crusader Industries brings its usual commitment to excellent excellence directly to the civilian market with the C-1 Spirit, a multi-purpose starship built for cargo transport and delivery, but packing enough versatility to tackle multiple jobs and roles and unpredictable jobs. I think it looks rather nice. The wings look like they'd be a little bit of a hassle, just 'cause how wide they are, but unfortunately not featured here at the event is the C2 Hercules. But I've used that numerous times on stream, so. Respectable cargo. Apparently the grid is a little weird because it's over on the sides and leaves this middle area open. Also, this is literally the only entrance and exit, so if you load in too much cargo back here off grid, you can't get out of your ship. Bathroom, sea locker, bed. Is there a person here? Nope. Someone must have logged out. Anyway, not a terrible view. Pretty decent.
Yeah, I'm about ready too. Let's go.
And the Crusader standard of doors upon doors upon doors. Over here, another new addition that you can purchase in-game is the Guardian MX, which is substantially bigger than the original Guardian. And it stands much taller. It changes out the size 5 guns with 4, at least size 4s. Yeah, they look like size 4s. It also has deployable armor for the cockpit, which is currently not out at the moment. Taking the framework of the Guardian fighter and adding even more offensive options, the Mirai Guardian MX packs additional firepower and armor ideal for overwhelming opponents. While not as nimble as the base Guardian, this fighter is still more agile than many other ships in its class. I would definitely like the MX more if they didn't change the interior. They basically gutted the interior. Because right here would be the living quarters, and it'd be a little bit longer in the body, but whatever. I use the base Guardian because I like the extra maneuverability. But nice view. These disappear. They're actually screens. Or if I can deploy armor. Here we go. There we go. From the outside, it looks like this. And they glow. There's like little dots that glow. Very cool ship. And if it's on, this would all disappear. Because that's effectively a screen. And you can exit from the front here. I'll go ahead and get back in. For anyone that gets one and is wondering. The base Guardian works the same way. You hold F, look down, you right click this, and you choose exit to front. And it'll let you out through the front. Over here is the Fury. Basically the baby version. This is even more TIE Fighter-like because of how fragile it is. This is the, looks like the, which one is this? LX? I believe it's the missile variant. Oh, no, this is the racing one. The MX is the missile one. Featuring best-in-class maneuverability and fully integrated cutting-edge GN tech, the next-generation Fury LX racing ship from Mirai switches out the lithe ship's offensive capabilities to make room for additional maneuvering thrusters, perfect for getting across the finishing line. Furies are pretty neat little ships. They can fit into a whole bunch of other ships. Also, I noticed this. Enjoy some extremely low res art blown up. Very nice. I feel they could have displayed more ships over here, like right here. There's nothing going on. Well, actually, that's it. That's IAE. That's the expo. The tour of the expo. Like I said, you can play the game for free at the moment. And you can visit here. It's on at Orison on Crusader. If you want to explore it yourself. And to rent ships. They do change out which ships you can rent depending on the day. Let me look for the schedule. Yeah, here's the schedule. And then the last, from November 30th to the 3rd, you can test out any of the ships. Alright, well, I'm going to be calling it here. A little bit different of a Star Citizen stream from normal. But it was cool checking out the event. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. And, oh, upcoming streams. I'll not be streaming tonight, but Pascal Saucer will. He'll be streaming Command & Conquer Generals. Then, tomorrow, we wrap up the week with Repo, with Lord Mullington, Moskaza Gaming, Pascal Saucer, and myself. Alright, well, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you all later. Goodbye. Let's Nova have some burp.